Interesting. His grandfather, that was. He's just managed to get in control. Let's take a look here at his vassals and why they don't like him. Too many duchies held, so he's got 4. Maybe want to try to destroy one. On top of that, short reign, which is a big impactor. He's got high crown authority. That's always a bad idea. High crown authority is nice and all. You know, you get the vassal levy up by about 20% extra. But a feudal opinion is like, it hits hard, man. Personally, I'm more for medium because, you know, it's that perfect balance. Your vassals won't fight amongst each other, and also they won't get too upset with you. And it kind of keeps the factions under control a little bit better, especially when you have, yeah, exactly. You know, it's a lower crown authority in England. It's high right now. That's all fine. That's all fine. If he can go in and say, you know what, I want to have this crown authority lowered. If you can crush him, that's perfect, because then you can say, you know, you get the plus 40 bonus for crushing a large revolt. That's all fine, and that is pretty good. Ah, yes. Somebody's asking, is Alba still a theocracy? Yes, indeed it is. King Bishop Taran II of Pictland is, in fact, still a theocracy, and we love it for it. It's the randomness of Crusader Kings 2 right there. And as you can see, when we look at the history, and that's been going on for the last 4 generations, and our guess is that this guy over here had a claim on the theocracy of Scotland. Mainly because he had a family member, yeah, his grandparents were, he got a claim through his grandfather, who was the King of Scotland, and then he got forced onto the throne by a faction. At least that's our current theory. And it's now Scotland. As he says, Pictland is no longer. Quickly forming Scotland, and there it is. Beautiful. Moo down here. We're not gonna. What the hell? Okay, so Francia is in Tyrone. That's interesting. There's also. It looks like the Vikings are raiding Suffolk. Not that there's much interesting stuff in Suffolk. I've been there. It's rather empty. But it looks like he's going to try to crush that stack. Oh, we got to disconnect. And Nuzya's disconnected as well. So we've lost Skåne. Let's see what our status is. We're just waiting here. Katalak is now disconnected as well. Oh, she managed to get on the boat just in time. Nicely done. How much gold is on that boat anyway? I'm rather curious now. It has 23 ducats on there. Time for her to go and raid somewhere more practical, like the papacy, for instance. Should probably be interesting. Let me quickly walk over. I'll be right back. And thus begins the epic saga of Annika, as she is on her way to, yes, none other than the Papal Lands. That's right. We have a full-on raid on our hands here. And it's going to go straight towards the papacy. And they're going to go home with a boat full of epic loot. And not only that, she's got all of the prisoners. So she's going to go home and, yeah, well, go on straight to conquer. Oh, there we go. And there we go. We're on our way. Let's see how long this is going to take. All right. So the raid is on her way. She's got slightly more troops than the papacy has. And she's actually going straight on towards Rome. Now let's take a look here at our king. Our god king emperor. As she is oh my god, her diplomacy is awful. She's ugly, she's greedy, she's wroth. Oh my god. Look at these attributes. So, skilled tactician. Fair enough. That's fine. You know, -1 learning. Shit happens. Her yeah, she was murdered. She's ugly. -1 diplomacy. And the attraction opinion goes down. Greedy. Lower diplomacy. Roth. Lowers diplomacy. Humble. That's fine. So she's an ugly, humble person who is currently raiding the St. Peter in Rome. That is beautiful. That is actually beautiful. Tears come to my eye. Tears come to my eye for this glory. How much money does the Pope have? 23,000 ducats. It's Crusader. He's attractive. He's pretty much exactly the opposite of Ugo, the current person who's currently raiding. Oh God, yeah. Let's take down these robbers, man. You know, get them out of the way. But not only that, he's gonna go home with a. Oh man, this siege. If he loses any more troops, this siege is gonna be over. He's not gonna have enough troops. Let's hope that's not the case. Oh, never mind. The cycle continues. Does not get enough. Does not pass his go. Gets 25 ducats out of it. Oh, that's kind of sad. And now the dangerous factions are all over the place. All right, it's probably time to go home. Well, there she goes. Sadly enough, not much was taken from Rome this time around. Where are we going now? No, don't go to Constantinople. Oh, for a second there I thought Constantinople, but via the Volga up to the river and then back to Svifiot. Well, they're getting a little bit of prestige out of that, a little bit of gold. You know, what are you going to do, right? It's okay. It's okay. Let's take a look at our religion. 36. Going to need a little bit more crown authority on the moral authority on that one. On top of that, she has taken Shellon, so he does have all the 3 territories under control, but needs to continue raiding. Not she. Yes, it is a she, because the person who is playing the character is a she. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyway, new important decisions can be taken because no tribal army. We have a great blot. Not only do we have the potential going for a great blot, we also have a prison full of prisoners. It's such a shame that she didn't manage to pull the Pope out of there. That's a bummer. Somebody's asking, is Scotland has formed? Is it still a theocracy? Yes, it is. Educate child. Let me just add her to my contacts. There we go. But yeah, the war seems to be... Oh my god, Francia. So Francia has a bit of a problem. It looks like there is a French revolt going on, and she can levy 4,500 troops. That's not going to be enough. You do not pass go, do not collect an X amount of money. The King of Alemannia has, the Duke at least of Alemannia has decided to join this as well. How many troops can he levy now? 6,000. That's not going to be enough. And yes, they did culture swap. Ironically, the Lombards haven't culture swapped yet. I'm actually quite surprised. There we go. Brittany has managed to be released. Several former Varangian guards recently returned home after serving the Greek king, and it looks like our son has died campaigning in Serkland. And he was quite terrible, so he will not be missed. Francia, oh my god. Francia, what are you doing? Francia, what the hell? Okay, so Francia's here. France. France, you're drunk. Go home. That is, well, that's special. Well, there's something I don't see every day. Francia has completely collapsed into several miniature kingdoms, one of which is France, and the other one is Francia. This is going to cause problems because Francia, well, there are some color issues here. Let's put it that way. Anyway, back towards Svifjot. And currently at war with Håkon of Holland, the Swedish subjugation of Denmark. Now the thing is that you get that single lifetime subjugation CB, which is now being used to take down, well, to take back all of Denmark. Actually, hold on. The King of Denmark. Okay, that's fine. And she can levy how many troops? 3,000. Okay, so rather than going out and conquering Rome and plundering its temples, she has decided to subjugate the Kingdom of Denmark. That is, well, that's problematic. Oh, look, Brabant is here as well. Well, thanks for joining us, Brabant. Duke Gisberg of Brabant. Let's take a look at our players, actually, and see who's the most awful of the bunch. Alexivan is here. Alexivan has pretty decent stats. 13 diplomacy. That's not bad at all. We have Green Gratis, who's got pretty decent stats for learning. The rest are god-awful. Letter Z is god-awful, except again for learning. Divine, who is here in Aquitaine. Blah, got King Much. Not only is a homosexual crusader, because, you know, sometimes you go out east and surrounded by the boys, I guess. Feeling a little bit gay. Anyway, Marshal 15, just pretty good. And State Stewardship, pretty high as well, allowing for that 7th domain. On top of that, low centralization is really, you know, you'd think that'd be a little bit worse, but these stats are pretty decent, except his intrigue. Our laser, it's alright. Terrible, well, actually, I'm saying alright, but god-awful. Look at that stewardship. That's 0. Look at that. Look at our Fido. Fido. Blah. Okay. 21 diplomacy. 21 diplomacy on Fido. That'll do the trick. Rufo has got himself awful. And what the hell? He's possessed by the devil. She's a Kingslayer. She is an Orthodox heresy, but has awful stats. Has the voice of Jesus and has seen the Holy Command. Oh no. I saw a comet in the sky. It is an omen. I wonder what that means. Orendale's here as well is awful. Let's take a look here at Rufo. That's the one we just looked at. Wissington looks awesome and has some pretty goddamn awesome stats. Look at that. Looks badass. Is that beard, man? It's where it's at. We got this guy over here. It's got it's the right stats, better than anything else, really. My God, there's a lot of titles going on here. A lot of Rajas. Especially look at this guy. He's just looking out, the Maharaja. Look at all these Maharajas. They're pretty much everywhere. Everybody can be Maharaja. Let's take a look here. Witch King. Witch King is terrible. Daniel is alright. Nothing to write home about. Mr. Nibbles is pretty decent. Better than average. Imakep, above average. Grugi is now pretty decent. Pretty decent stewardship. Awful diplomacy. Let's stay focused here on the Annika for the remaining few minutes.